Hi there, my name's Kane Atkinson. I'm a disciple of Jesus. And last time we talked a lot about love, and we're going to keep on going today as we talk about what love looks like in a very practical sense today on the discipleship equation. Again, discipleship equation. Is it complicated? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket surgery, right? It's very, very simple. It's much simpler than we make it sometimes. It's just commitment and love, pouring out and equaling up to a relationship with God and with our neighbors that we call discipleship. It's a devotion to the cause of Christ. It is seeking and saving the lost. Luke 19 and verse 10. We're taking what God gave us. We're being filled with it so much that it pours out of us into the community and into others so that we can help them make it back home to heaven. So this part that we're talking about now is integral, is the first piece of the formula, and it's love. Last time we talked about the concept of love, and we talked about the difference between the kind of the idea in society we have of love is just liking and having an affection and a real deep warmth, concern, heart inclination, a desire to be together in harmony no matter what the cost. That real sacrificial love that we see Jesus having all throughout the New Testament, all the way up to the cross and beyond for us. 1 John 4 and verse 8 tells us anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. Love is the very nature of who God is. It's the very nature of Christ, and we want to try to exemplify that. So rather than overcomplicate things, sometimes we get in our own heads and we want to show people biblical love. We want to show people sacrificial love, and we want to reach them with the love of God, but we can overcomplicate it as we try to reach out to them and help them. I am going to simplify that for you today. It's going to look very, very easy, and we're going to put that into some practice. So last time we asked, do you love the church and do you love non-Christians? Can they both tell? What are your actions and attitudes toward them? Well, today I want to talk about some actions we can take and some attitudes that we can have toward both parties, Christians and non-Christians alike, that show the kind of love that flows forth from a disciple of Jesus. So that godly love and that agape, that's the Greek, that means sacrificial love. That's the type of love we're talking about, a deep sacrificial love, one that starts in the heart and flows out into everyone's lives. It takes a little different, it looks a little different, rather, case by case. Depending on who you're dealing with, how to love them can look a little bit different. So there's no cookie cutter response. But the end goal is going to drive all of our motivations and all of our actions here. And there's different ways that love can manifest itself in our lives. For me, one way that love manifested itself, that Christian love, was I was in a ditch. I was absolutely in a ditch. My GPS had taken me all down a wrong road. The road was all broken up. It was gnarly, and a piece of the road was gone, and my car ended up in a ditch. It was ugly, ugly, ugly. And brethren took time, brothers and sisters from the local church. If you're from that church, then you know who I'm talking to, and you're probably laughing right now because it was really embarrassing for me. But so many members of the church came out and they pulled my car out of a ditch. It took so many trucks that didn't work and needed even a tractor to pull the thing out. Man, crazy. So much sacrifice was put into that situation. So we're not talking about just a liking. We're talking about that kind of sacrificial love. And the most loving thing that we can do, the biggest effort that we can make, no matter what the sacrifices are, to show people that we love them, is to help them get to heaven. If we really believe there's a heaven out there, then we want to show other people the path that leads to that. If we think you can spend eternity with God, that is the most loving thing that you can do for someone, is to reach out to them with the gospel. And that's what disciples do. But first, I want to talk to you about this. There is a component. It is not all just outreach. There is a component where brothers and sisters work together in harmony. That's why Hebrews 10:25 tells us not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together, but encourage one another. As the day, that's the end, as the day draws near, we're encouraging each other and stirring each other up to good works. We're showing each other how to love, and we're helping to fill each other with that love so that we're never on empty. That's what our role is together. We need each other for service, encouragement, correction, prayer, all kinds of things we can do for each other. You can listen to someone when they're hurting. You can offer to come help them out, maybe mow their lawn, maybe check on their house while they're gone somewhere, babysit their kids, on and on. You can do all kinds of acts of service. You can correct them when they're wrong. That's not really a popular thing that you can do. Not everybody loves to be corrected when they're wrong, but it's actually a good thing. You can pray for your brothers and sisters. Man, there's just all kinds of things that we can do to encourage each other and help each other get home. And that's where we have our fortress, is with our brothers and sisters. As we come together, we know there's a safety net there. But we need to go out and make disciples. That's an important component of a disciple who has love, is that they go out and they try to make disciples. Now, is there one cookie cutter way to do it? Do I have to door knock? No. Do I have to do I have to start a tent meeting? No. Do I have to sit down across a dinner table from someone and bang out Bible verse after Bible verse? No, I don't have to do that necessarily. There's a lot of different methods, and you can write me if you want to talk about some strategies that work for you. But you got to find those. We glorify God and we love our neighbors. That's what Jesus told us to do in Matthew chapter 22. If we love them, if you love your neighbors, I'm telling you this, Christian, you will bring them to Jesus. You know it's the most loving thing that you could do for them. And so we should feverishly desire to help our friends make it to heaven. So important. So there's some practical things you can think about. Where am I at in my love? And am I showing that love to my local church family and to the community at large? The people that I'm around, my friends that aren't Christians, am I showing that love to them? If you're not trying to help them get to heaven, I hate to break it to you, you're not loving them. So that we need to understand, heaven is the most important thing. And we want to help other people spend forever with our God. And that is out of a loving heart. But it's also because of our commitment. So next time, we're asking, what is the Christian commitment? What does it mean to commit yourself to the cause of God? We're going to get into nitty and gritty next time. And we're going to ask, what are we getting ourselves into? And why? To what end? That's going to be fun next time, next Tuesday on the Discipleship Equation. Till then, a meditation for you. What is the relationship like between you and your local church? Think about that a little bit. Do they know you love them? You probably do love them, but do they know you love them? And what does your outreach to your neighbors look like? Again, you probably do love them. But do you love them enough to go reach out to them with the saving power of Jesus? Man, there's a challenge for you. And I think it's a good challenge. Again, thanks so much for watching all the way through. I was Kane Atkinson. This was the Discipleship Equation. If you need anything, reach out to me. Do not be afraid to. I will reach back to you. And on your journey with Jesus, I hope that we can all see together that it's not as complicated as we make it all the time. It's not rocket surgery, like I said. So take that with you. Have love. Spread it to your neighbors. And I hope that you're blessed. See you next time.